What's good, everybody? This your boy Mike coming to you from Reality Warpers. Yo, I got a question. Do spiritual topics pique your interest? Do you desire unique conversation? Sit down, calm your mind. Let's have a conversation. And after we have a talk, if you feel like you got information of substance, like and subscribe to the channel. And if you know anybody that have like minds, share my content. And together, we can warp reality. So without further ado, let's get to the show. It looks like on the outside, this world is built for you not to have an easy life. Like it's built for it to you have to have some kind of challenge. So there's always going to be distractions. There's always going to be different challenges and different tests that you have to face all the time until you start to dwell within that divine feminine energy and things just start flowing and happening for you and to you and things of that nature. Everybody have their own tests that they have to go through. The men have their own tests they have to go through. The women have their own tests that they have to go through. And you are chemically made and built for whatever that test is. Okay. The next trait I'm going to speak on is extreme neediness. Okay. Now, I said that there was going to be, once you start dwelling into your feminine energy, that you would always have someone there to help you in certain situations because you wasn't given the task to build or create the world. You was given the task to create the people that was going to do that for you. Okay, so that was the so too much won't be on one person. He gave us a chemical makeup in certain vessels for specific reasons, just so it won't be too much on one person to do a certain thing or have a specific purpose in life. But when you are being too needy on the man or someone else or a man or like someone in your family or whatever, you start to become dependent and you start to get to a point where you aren't able to use your power. It's like a sleeping giant. You just sitting on your energy versus, using that to your best advantage and throughout life. It's like you're letting everybody else do something for you versus you exercising your own energy. Okay. So you want to make sure that you are not being so needy on a specific person that at any point in time you need something in your life that you rely on God. You start to again quiet yourself, connect yourself with God, come and bring your divine feminine in. Once you bring your divine feminine in, that's where manifestations and things like that kick into play. Okay. Listen, once you get into your feminine energy and that magnetic charge, that magnetic pull starts working in your life, you being in that feminine energy, it starts to again, things just start to unfold in your life. But by you depending on other people, you're not allowing God to get that glory. You're going to be giving that glory to whoever is helping you at the time. Okay. So you want to be in a space where you are quiet, just like Eve when she was alone while Adam was sleeping. She was quiet, she was alone, in her own world, but she was taken care of. Okay, God was taking care of her, giving her suggestions on what to do, how to feed herself, how to survive while Adam was alone, or while Adam was asleep. Okay, so she was still able to uh like survive by herself, but once Adam became awake, they was able to combine together and make something stronger. Okay, she had more spiritual protection, and she was able to help him along with his purpose, which was tending the garden and all of that type of stuff. Okay. But again, once you are in a space of being alone, you don't want to just be reaching out to the first thing, because again, those entities are just waiting to come and grab that energy from you. So you being too needy, you may go out and reach and ask for help from the wrong entity, and they're gonna be willingly there ready to help you. Okay, so you have to make sure you are paying attention to who and what you're asking help for, and who you're asking help from, and things of that nature. All right. Don't ever get to the point where you feel like I have no choice. I ain't got none. I can't. You always have a choice. You always have a choice. Just make sure you connect with God and counsel with God before you make those decisions. And I keep saying connect with God instead of going and find therapy and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, find therapy, find a mentor, find someone that's going to be able to help you. Because if they're talking to you and what they're saying is resonating with you, that means God is using that vessel in order to help you. Okay, my sheep know my voice. So if whatever they're saying is resonating with you and is making you, grow, not just feel good, not just, oh, I'm motivated, it's helping you grow. That mean is God is using that vessel to help you. Okay. But I'm speaking on if you don't have no kind of connection, no kind of help at all, what do you have in order to grow or connect with, yourself? How do you find the answers to problems? You have to go in your own mind, and in your mind is a spiritual world which is connected to God. Meaning you have to go in your mind and connect with God. When you go in your mind, you connect with what it is connected to. Okay. So by you being extremely needy on people, on different things out in the world, that's a low vibration feminine trait. All right. Next, we're going to talk about being selfish, being self centered. Okay. Being selfish and being self centered, like I said, um being humble in things is more of a divine feminine trait. Being selfish and self-centered and things of that nature is pretty much the opposite, which makes it the low vibration feminine trait. Okay, that self-centeredness makes you take on so much energy. Now when you take on energy, you have to spread that energy in some kind of way in order for it to be a balance, because too much of it is like, you just packing, something, and it's just growing, getting bigger, 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 but eventually that vessel is going to pop. Whatever you stuffing, that vessel that you're stuffing that in is going to pop in some kind of way. Some Whatever it is going to, the more you stuff it, the more you stuff it, and it's not letting something out in order to relieve the pressure, is going to eventually explode, pop. And that's the same thing with you and your body, your vessel. And I'm not saying you're gonna explode by, getting too many likes on social media, but by you getting too many likes, too much praise, too much, hey, I'm attention seeking, hey, everybody see me, that type of thing, it boosts your head, meaning it allows ego to slip in. Ego is a low vibration masculine trait. Okay. So it allows a ego to slide in, and it starts to make you feel like you are higher than God, or you on the level of God. It start making you think too highly of yourself, and when you think too highly of yourself, again, you start causing actions from the react. You start having reactions from the actions in your mind. You think too highly of yourself. Now you start to throw out low vibrations around you. You start to look down on people. You start to, talk about people. You start to manipulate. You start to use your womanly charms to get whatever you want, that type of thing. That's a form of manipulation. Again, I told you, you're developing your character by doing these certain things. I don't care if it's just using your, manipulative charms or your pretty face just to get a cheeseburger or whatever. I know is, you do what can to survive type thing out there in the world type thing now. But again, you're developing your character into something. Okay, you have many options to use that same energy, that same beauty, that same feminine energy or whatever. You have other options to use that on. Let's say, for example, you needed a place of stay or something like that. You're not gonna go to somebody's house. You're not gonna go to a friend's house and be like, "Hey, let me move up in this thing, bro. I need a place to stay tonight." You'll go up and be like, "Listen, I need a place to stay. Come down right now. I have a little bit of money I can give you right now." You're gonna use that quiet, more feminine type tone, right? Okay, because no one is gonna help someone that's being aggressive to them. That's common sense. Okay, so you're going to use that feminine energy. So being manipulative is not a 100% bad thing, because first of all, everything is energy. Okay, and energy is meant to be manipulated, changed, used into something. Energy is meant to be for that, so you have to manipulate certain things. But how are you manipulating it is the question. Are you manipulating it for the good of the situation, or are you manipulating it for a lower vibration reason? Again, what are your intentions? Is it just, I want self growth, me, I. Nobody else matters. It's just me. How do I feel all the time? Is it just how I feel, how I want it? That type of thing. You're not being empathetic. You're not putting that all of those nurturing traits and different divine feminine traits. But remember, the more traits you have, those traits draw other traits. Okay, so you want to make sure you have again as least amount of low vibration traits as you can. Okay. um so that's selfish and self-centered. And the last one I want to speak on is attention seeking. So I already spoke a little bit about attention seeking. That's you. That attention seeking, you have to understand that you are a beam of light. You are a beacon of light. In the spiritual realm, spirits can see your energy. They can see your aura. And the more you put yourself out there to be seen, to be heard, that that's you basically making yourself a target to those entities. And if you don't have some strong spiritual protection, you basically gonna end up getting used into whatever their, little game or little tactics are. You can see now out in, how the world is now. Everything is really based around women. The buying market and everything like that is everything is based around women. When you buying a house, they gon' how do the woman like it? The man can love the house, but if the woman say I don't like it, it ain't getting bought. Same with a car. Everything is based around women, so they're going to use you to manipulate their energy of him. Okay. So you have to make sure are not being gullible. You are not, being manipulative in the wrong way to throw him off of his, purpose. You want to make sure you're not argumentative. You want to make sure that you are calm at how you address everything. The more calm you are, you don't one thing that a fighter understand is a lot of time the calmest one always wins the fight because the calmest one can think. If y'all ever seen, dogs fighting or something like that, you'll notice that's one always rowdy, rah, 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 and then it's another one that just standing there looking, watching, waiting. And usually that's the one that always win the fight if they ever do fight. If the owners don't break the fight up, or whatever. But if that's the case, a lot of times the one that's quiet, looking, watching, waiting, observing, able to analyze and see everything, come up with plans, because that's all it's doing. That's all that animal instinct is looking and watching and coming up with a plan on, if you attack me, this is what I'm going to do to stop you. Like a chess player. So it's coming up with ideas ahead of time. That chess movement. Okay. So by you just, making sure that you are adding more of those divine feminine traits and having as least amount of lower vibration feminine traits as you can, it's just developing your character, and it's going to help you, not only find someone who you can be a helpmate to, but it will also help him thrive in whatever his purpose is. All right. So that's what I have on the divine feminine and the low vibration feminine traits. So I want to go on and wrap this up and talk about society nowadays. All right. How society is now. This topic is such a big topic. Once, if you ever go on YouTube, anybody that's big YouTube fans and they just be on YouTube, or someone that's in the media now, if you watching a lot of media and stuff like that, masculine and feminine energy is a big topic right now for a number of reasons. Okay. And I wanted to speak on basically just having too much of one energy. Okay. By you having, again, you have a chemical makeup. You have a biological chemical makeup. Mother Nature knows what she's supposed to do. So by you following what Mother Nature is, that's basically you following into what God's plans is. Okay. So if a tree was being planted, whatever that tree is going to grow and produce whatever it is. Okay. So a apple tree is not going to grow up and produce oranges, and vice versa. Okay. And it's the same with animals. All of the animals, no matter what species they are and what kind of crazy abilities and nationality, I mean, not nationality, but crazy abilities and traits and all that kind of stuff that they have, no matter what the animal is, it already know what to do within that its category of animal. Okay. A polar bear is not going to go into a dark cave and hang on the ceiling like a bat and go to sleep. A polar bear is going to do what a polar bear does, and that goes with everything else. Everything have a circadian rhythm, like it does its own thing. Okay. The difference with the humans is we was blessed with free will. We have the choice to do whatever we want to do. And that allows God to come down and experience certain things. All right. What we are supposed to do as the vessel is overcome the test that comes along with free will. Okay. Just because you can do something does not mean you should do something. That's why the 10 commandments or whatever, how many commandments, and it there is, the 10 commandments was, taken away from of 42 laws of Matt, which is the Egyptian text. So that's why I said there's more commandments, but there's different commandments that's telling you not to do certain things because those certain things is going to throw you off of whatever your purpose is. Okay. So you have to make that choice in what you are doing, and deep down on the inside of you if that is something you should or you should not do. Okay. And you can, if you don't know, just look at the results of what you are experiencing in life. All right. So, like, for people, like, for example, all the women that want to be those CEOs and just work and all that kind of stuff like that. That's great. That's amazing. Do your thing. Get your bachelor's degree. Get your doctor's degree. Get 8 of them doctor degrees. But at the end of the day, your feminine instinct is going to kick in at some point. Mother Nature is going to always eventually run her course, and you are going to start to want to do more feminine things at some point. And by that time, you are going to be then set your life up in some kind of way, and it's going to be either a help or a hindrance to whatever that feminine trait or that feminine nature is supposed to be. Okay. That's the nurturer, the helpmate, the peacemaker, you know, that intuitive mind, being in that peace and creativity and all of that, being the nurturer of the family, the nurturer of the children and all of that. Are you going to be, are you going to develop that character into something that is compatible with that feminine nature? And because there are so many people when they're in those high positions or they're in heavy stress level work environment, the boss position, which everybody just want to be a boss. By being in those high stress level situations, it give on masculine traits. Now the problem with that is you are a woman. You was not taught how to be a man or how to handle a man's energy. So by you bringing on certain traits, not all the time do you bring on the right traits, which is the divine masculine traits. Sometimes you bring on a few of them, that leadership, being driven, being a provider and stuff like that, being strong-willed, confidence, determined, decisive. Y'all be getting all of those, little traits and stuff, but then there'll be low vibration masculine traits that come in along with those that you don't know how to control. And by you taking in too many of those traits, again, it have to be a duality. There have to be a duality. So in order to make a family, you have to meet a man in order to make that family. So by you taking on so many of those traits is basically pushing away anything that matches the same thing, because it have to be a duality. It have to be an opposite match that helps assist each other, not give the same exact thing. Okay. So just and it's such a complicated thing to talk about, because of how society have really, brainwashed a lot of people, making it seem like certain things are okay. and it's not, and deep down inside that moral compass is just ringing and screaming, and we all know what we should and should not be doing, but at the same time, a lot of us is just being used by those spirits, by those entities and things of that nature. And we have to learn how to break ourselves away from that, and I've had many different videos. I spoke about different videos on how to connect with God and how to connect with yourself and understand yourself and being able to hone in the power and the energy that you have and all of that. And of course my email isn't always in the description. You can always hit me up and message me, and we can connect and have some one-on-one time or whatever, and talk more to get further information, deeper information and stuff. But it was while I was just doing research and studying and stuff, I was just seeing how big this topic is, talking about the masculine and feminine energy. And it's the same thing with the men. A lot, and it seems like it's like it's forced on men. To be more feminine like, but not in the right ways, not in the, divine feminine ways, but taking on more of the low vibration feminine traits. Because again, we wasn't taught how to be a woman. So if we take on too much of a feminine role, too much of feminine traits, we start taking in more of the traits that we don't know how to control. Okay, so it starts making us act a specific way and think a specific way, therefore causing a reaction out in life. So that's what I have for the masculine and the feminine traits. That was a pretty deep series there, and I really appreciate each and every one of y'all for sticking through with me through the end of these series, or of this series and stuff. All right, so I want y'all to hit me up in the comments and stuff. Comment, let me know, what you want to, hear next, what you want me to talk about next, or what you thought about the video. Did you have any agreements? Did you have any disagreements? Let's, keep it professional, of course, but I'm, here for educational purposes. So just, talk to me. What educate me on some things that you may know or whatever. Let's, conversate in the comments and everything. Hit me up in the emails, if you want to have more one-on-one time, or that type of thing. And like I always say in all my episodes, catch me on the next one. Peace.